Hi, I'm going to talk about the essay that we're going to be writing over the outsiders. So just know that me going over this does not replace you carefully reading this stuff. Carefully read it on your own before you get started. But go ahead and kind of follow along, and you'll be able to go back to parts of this as you work, and that should help you as you write your essay. So we're talking about basically our typical 5-paragraph essay, 5 organized paragraphs that shows the writer's position, opinion, or an argument on a topic. And I have some different options for you to look at here in a second. Definitely read over the essay overview. Don't stress out about MLA right now. Basically, what I want you to know is don't change the font, don't change the spacing, don't change anything right now. Just type out your draft. The only thing we'll change before we turn in the final draft is double spacing. But other than that, it needs to be just like it is. Okay, so the Arial, Times New Roman, the 10 point, 12 point, if you just leave things alone, they'll be right 9 times out of 10. So the other thing that I wanted to point out is this last bullet. It should be formally written. So that means that we avoid personal pronouns like I believe. The topic of the essay is not I. The topic of the essay is going to be the outsiders. So you'll start sentences with things like in the novel or in the outsiders or S.E. Hinton, things like that, instead of I believe. We'll know that it's your argument and your opinion on a topic because you are the author of the paper. You don't have to say I at the beginning of sentences because that makes you the subject of the paper, and I want the outsiders to be the subject of the paper. There also shouldn't be contractions like that. You would write that is, or slang of any kind, like kinda. Okay, because this isn't creative writing, this is a formal academic paper. Okay? So your assignment choices are down here. There's 4 choices. There's actually 5, but this year I'm going to ask that you not do the 5th unless you're really, really, really confident or willing to rewrite it, because I'm not going to be there when you do your drafting. So look over, read carefully. You'll see some of these match the philosophical chairs that we did in class. So you've already done some thinking about some of these topics. So as you pick your topic, just kind of think about, did you talk about this? Steps to completion. Really, I want you to get through steps 1 through 4 in class today. So I want the introduction and topic choice, brainstorming both sides and pick one. I want you to write your thesis. There is a video reviewing thesis in Schoology for you to watch if you need to. I know you did thesis writing in 7th grade. I know they do a lot with thesis writing in 7th grade. So if you do not feel like you need to watch that video, don't watch it, but go ahead and write your thesis. And then the planning. And if you can, we're going to go ahead and start our first draft. So the outsider's essay, determining my position. Okay, so once you pick your topic, options 1 through 4, you're going to come over here, you're going to write down which topic you picked, and then you're going to, just like we did for philosophical chairs, brainstorm both sides of the issue to come up with your ideas. Okay? After you've brainstormed, and it says this on number 4, you're going to circle which side you feel like makes the strongest arguments, and then, let's see if I can pull this down, and then you're going to circle. So if I pick this side, I'm going to circle the whole side, and then I'm going to circle my 3 points that really, I think I could write a whole paragraph about each of those points. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is go to your thesis and your supporting points page. So for the thesis, again, I'm going to move this around a little bit as we go. So for your thesis, there's a little formula that I like to use for thesis. So I'm giving you this formula. You write an introductory phrase, the title, author, elements, the strongest verb, a strong verb, and then the claim. So an example would be, in the story, A Day No Pigs Would Die, Newton Peck uses conflict and characterization to reflect the loss of innocence of Rob, the main character. Okay? So that's one example. Here's another example. And it uses the same introductory phrase, title, author, strong verb, claim, and 2 elements. And they're color-coded on here. In the story Tuck Everlasting, Natalie Babbitt reveals the theme that living forever is not good for humankind through the use of internal conflict and figurative language. Okay, so there are a couple of examples, and I'll go ahead and give you one more that's a student example. So a student wrote this one. In the story Thank You Ma'am, Langston Hughes uses characterization and perspective to reveal the theme that forgiveness can change people. Okay, so those are good examples of how you can do your thesis statement. And so you're going to have, your page looks a lot like this, using that formula, and you're going to write your thesis statement at the bottom of the paper. Your next step is going to be to turn those supporting details that you circled from the list into bigger ideas. So write a sentence, and this will probably end up being the topic sentence for your body paragraphs. Write a sentence for each of those details that you listed on here. So you circled 3 details, make each of those into a sentence, and that's going to be your supporting details. So once you've done that, you're ready to start writing an actual draft. And I'll leave open to where you can start drafting that on your computers if you have time. If you only get through steps 1 through 4, if you only get to the introduction, topic choice, brainstorming both sides, and your thesis, and then your supporting details, that will be fine. But if you have time, go ahead and work on your first draft. Thanks. Good luck.